We always show you the steps that we went through to create our level in Unreal. We went through lots of pictures showing prisons in which and then we compiled them together to create our own small version of a prison, because we only had a 60 by 60 meter radius in which to work with. These next few steps will show you the steps that we took to create our level in Unreal. This is the version of the level where we had boxed out everything, and this is the canteen which you are looking at right now. Up here there is a boxed out railings for later development of the catwalk, which is where the guards will be looking over the prisoners. And then we move into the cell block, and there are boxes where the double beds will be placed. And we move off into the infirmary, where again this is where the beds will be placed for the infirmary as well. We didn't get far with this, but in the final version I was quite happy with what we had created, even with our disadvantage of not boxing out everything. This is the part of the level where I show you some of the blueprints I created. Firstly, here is a gate which will be used for the cell doors and should slide open. I basically used a similar design to the lift which we had created previously in Unreal. There we go, it seems to work then. This door was created using a blueprint which I had taken from Unreal's help download. This basically uses a similar design to that door, but uses the direction you're coming into the trigger as a way to open the door, and at which direction it does open that door. This door, however, uses an F key to open inwards towards you, and you can still press the F key to close it back. Next we're moving over to the solitary confinement, which I created these doors. These doors were made in Maya and then imported into the Unreal Engine, where I added a blueprint. As you can see, these doors work very similar to the way a normal door would work in the game, basically using the same blueprint we had created before. This is the final version of the level, and I will be showing through each room in this level. As you can see, I used a blueprint to create this press G to toggle torch. If you press G, the torch turns off and on. Then you press F to interact with objects like doors and keys, which you will need to pick up to open the final door. As you can see, this is the canteen with the tables arranged in an odd order, as if there had been a riot or something in the prison. Most things in this room are not mine. Were not created by me in Maya. Most of these were OBJs which I downloaded from a website. As you can see, when I walk out of in this area here, there is a trigger box which allows me to see this text when I'm in it, but when I leave it, the text disappears. This is just to inform the player on what they can do on their keyboard. Next we move into the kitchen. There is a red warning light at the back of the room which flashes. The reason it's flashing is because I had a blueprint which had a timeline in it which indicates when the light should be on and how long for, and how long it should be off for. It was quite easy to get this done. I had a lot of help from my tutor. As you can see, there's these ovens and the fridges, and again the same tables which were used in the canteen. You can't interact with these cookers at the moment. We were going to add interactivity later, but we've run out of time. These are actual messages which I downloaded from online as well, and the same with the fridges and the tables, as I've previously said. you have to open these fridges to get to the key, which is what you need to open the last door. Those doors are mine, but the blueprints I did take from an Unreal help kit. These doors are mine, and the blueprints were created by me. I mean, these cells do open, and the cell doors and bars and stuff like that were created by me. But however, everything inside the cells were created by other people, and I downloaded these meshes from the internet. Just moving down this way. Also, mention the barricades. These barricades are in place so that the player has to find an alternate route to get through to the other side of there. These are the solitary confinement rooms. As you can see, there is nothing inside them. This is because if we added a bed, there would be not enough room. Also, the lights that you might have seen in this room and in here were created by me using the Unreal Engine's blueprints. The only thing that wasn't created by me was the mesh itself and the texture which I used on the lights and the bars around it. It's the same for all textures. All textures were downloaded from the internet. These stairs were created by Luke Igoe in the Unreal Engine using BSPs. We go into the this should have been the guards room, but we ran out of time to add more stuff in it. That's a problem that we had. This door was created by me again using the Unreal Engine, but the texture again is not mine. Move into here, where these are the couches which I downloaded from the internet again. Here is a second key which you need to pick up, and a light which toggles on and off. All OBJs were downloaded from the internet in here as well, and all textures. Move down into the storage room, where there is just a bunch of OBJs which I downloaded and just put into this room as scenery. As you can see, this is the other side of the barricade I was showing you earlier. Also, a lot of the OBJs and textures were created weirdly on Unreal. I put them into a blueprint and textured them that way, each individual thing. So, take for example these screens. I imported all the OBJs in, but they were separate. Like the screen in the middle was its own OBJ, and the frame around it was its own OBJ, and I imported them into Unreal and merged them together in a blueprint and textured the frame and the screen separately. Here we go into this, the third key. Yeah, the textures on this are definitely a bit bad. We could have done that a little bit better, but we ran out of time again. And this is the shower room. As you can see, I didn't manage to get any shower heads, so I substituted them for like the bent parts in pipes, basically. All texturing for the walls and stuff were done by Luke Igoe. However, I did the blueprints and the texturing of these blueprints and meshes. Here we are to the last area of the level, and press F, open these doors. Also, I had to create a blueprint so that escape would actually cancel out of the game, and as you can see, this is the end.